22 of my 3D tutorial series. I want to first of all make apologies. Yesterday I was meant to upload a tutorial, but I never got around to do it due to technical difficulties. For some reason my computer was experiencing technical difficulties, so I couldn't physically record, so I do apologise for that. So first of all, I want to take you through some housekeeping. I do this every time. You know the drill. If you join me part way into this tutorial series, you can go to my website www.andrewbooth3d.com. My first 4 tutorials is located halfway down the page. To actually locate the rest, it's located in the tutorials tab, and all the other tutorials is stored here. My other tutorials is stored here. When you go back to the home page, I also want you to take note that this pepper grinder here is the actual asset that we're working on for this tutorial series. You can also explore the other assets that is uploaded. There will be one comes shortly. I need to build it first. We'll be building that together. That'll be like a mixer, and that's when we can explore more channels like emissive and other any other channels like emissive and alpha perhaps, and other channels. So we'll be looking into that. Furthermore, if you want more information, or if you after critiquing of your work, or even if you're looking for a 3D artist for your studio, please refer to my email address. You can contact me on a.booth3d@outlook.com. Alternatively, you can follow me on Twitter @AndrewBooth3D. So now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, we'll be talking about our this project we've been working on. First of all, I want to stress to you that let me just put this on my second screen. I want to stress to you that I'm not a technical artist, so I'm not going to go into the whole blueprint, game design of Unreal Engine. I'm just going to give you little tutorials about the actual asset as you've been shown. Last time if I bring up that screen, last time we went through creating a health little system here. We went into the game mode. I explained what game mode is, and then created a function. Again, I'm not a technical artist, so I can't explain into great depth what some of these do. We create a function that basically get the health, takes the damage away, then sets it, and then returns the node. Let me just delete this print screen. So today we'll be going through a little bit of efficiency, talking about efficiency a little, not much, then going through UMG, the actual interface, making a HUD, that will store information like the health bar, and perhaps a point system, like a health bar. Yeah, do the health bar. I may do a point system later in the series, I don't know, but also I'll be changing some of the properties in here, changing things around, because this it could be more efficient, and the way I'm going to do it is going to be more efficient, so bear that in mind. So first of all, I'm going to add a comment to this. By adding comments, it basically puts it into like a text box, which then you can create a comment explaining what it is and all that. So this is to take life, basically, take life. We can change the colour if you want to. Since we're doing about half, turn it like a bluey colour for health. Some people have their own code system, colour code system. I'm going to have mine here, so anything to do with health will be blue. So you can apply it. As you can see, as you drag the comment box around, you can actually drag the entire code around. So that's a good thing to do. So bear that in mind, because you can drag it, click it and whatnot. Actually, I'm going to change this. I'm not going to set it here. I'm take and put it back into the health here, so it imports it here, and then we set it in the actual health. I'm thinking, what's the point if it's outputting it anyway? What's the point in, and we set it after we output? What's the point in putting it in like that? Saying it when it's actually in the health. So delete that, we don't need that. Save it. So we just took one node away. So now we're going to be looking into UMG. We're not going to do any binding, we're just going to flesh it out. First of all, before I do anything, I want to rename this because this is irritating me. Pepper collision. Pepper collision. There you go. That's more efficient. I like that. I'm also going to comment these. So click and drag, comment. This is an efficient way of keeping track of what's going on in your graphs. It makes sense to do that. Some people go really long in the comments, explain exactly what each node do or what it does. Rotation. I only do it as like a tile system. To pepper. And since it's dealing with rotation, I'm going to have that as an orange colour because it's dealing with the rotation. If it's going to do anything with rotation, you know, anything to do with transform or anything like that, I'm going to add a yellow colour. I'm not going to do a comment on this, not yet anyway. As you can see, it organises that graph more better, so you can see what's going on. Makes it more tidy. So now we've gone that, compile it. I'm going to create a new use interface widget blueprint. I'm going to call this UND. Got a HUD system, so it's going to have a HUD here, and then create like a health and bar there. So when we open it up, it's basically like Photoshop. It's a 2D kind of graph, and you can lay things out here. So I'm just going to flesh it out. you do it by adding these palette stuff in the palette. So first of all, I like to start with a horizontal box. A horizontal box, and it creates this box. You can resize it, you can do anything to what you want. This is like it's a bit like a text box, but it's just an ordinary box. You know, you can move it about, you can do what you like to it, manipulate it. But it's a good way to organize your actual UMG. This blue bit here, this box here, is the canvas panel. This is literally the size of the screen. So if you imagine the size of the screen, this is how it will look on the screen. So first of all, I'm going to add text. So I'm going to add, if I can find it, text. And it adds a text box, a text block. You can add any text in here if you like. Here it's going to be health. We're going to make it 50. And as you can see, as you size it, it arranges it. Now you do the alignment. Like so. I'm going to keep it white for now. I may add a colour. You can do if you want. Actually, I will do. Due to the fact that this is like greyish colour, you won't be able to see it. So go to appearance, colour. I'm going to have it like a yellow colour will do. There you go. So it stands out. And then we're going to have a progress bar and hook that up into the actual, into the horizontal box. As you can see, we size the horizontal box. And we're also going to add a spacer. Yeah. By creating this spacer, we can determine how much space between the bar and the actual text we want it. I think that should be good. This is a good way to organize it. Now, as you can see, this is going to be the health bar, but as you can see, it's only little here. That's because of the size here. So what we can do is just click fill, and it'll fill the rest of the box up. So then what we do, we can then where is it, percentage. As you increase the percentage, it increases that. So technically we're not going to do it now because it's a lot of math, and I don't want this tutorial to go on too much. Plus I'm going to fix that salt blueprint. So in a sense, what you're going to do, you're going to blind this percentage, and you're going to bind it to the health. So every time health is taken away, it cuts into here, like so. So it's going to be a hover. And you can pilot, but it's not going to do anything. It's just a HUD. You know, you won't be able to do anything to it. So to add it to the actual viewport, you've got to add it to the actual viewport. So only way you can do it is in the game mode. Go to event, begin play. From here, create widget, and it's asking for a class. So what you do, you get class widget of class. That's not work. Yeah, you click the widget, UMG, the HUD, get own player, and then cast it to the third person character. Oh. Yeah, so basically what this may work. So what I'm saying is get and then to viewport. This may work. Let's see if this works. There you go. That's basically what you do. And as you got a health and the health bar. As you can see, this gets a little awkward, because when you select this, and you select the main actual game, this goes to the back. So basically what we're doing, at the beginning of a play, we turn the game mode to create a widget and add it to the viewport. Like so. That's how you add the actual UMG. So create a comment, add, in the comment I'm going to say add HUD to viewport. And with anything to do with the viewport, I'm going to have it a purpley colour. There you go. That's a nice system. Anything to do with the viewport is going to be purple. Compile and close it. So now we're going to get this going. See, I didn't like how you got a cast here and then a cast here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create, this is going to change things a bit. So we're going to custom event, add custom event, call this casting. Compile, file and save all. It's always good to save all, just in case it crashes like it has done in the past. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete you, and I'm going to delete you and you and you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add new import object. This is going to be an object reference, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cast to third person character, and then promote this to variable. The reason I'm going to do that is because we're going to be doing a lot to do with the character, casting a lot, talking to the character. Alright, and we're going to be doing a lot about casting and casting to the character, and then we're going to do another cast. So it's ideal to do an overall cast, then we can get all the nodes or reference to that character there. So this is going to be character ref, and from here I'm going to create a sequence. I'm going to add a sequence. And then by doing a sequence, I'm saying, okay, I want you first of all cast this, and it's, you know, promoting it to a variable. And then for the second one, I'm going to cast to to third person game mode, and then promote to a variable. I'm going to rename this game mode ref. The reason I'm doing this is when you know you're going to do an awful lot of talking to the game mode and character in a single object, it's more efficient to do an overall casting rather than keep having to cast it, so they know what you're talking about basically. Now this is, I'm just doing this to make it more neater, like so. As you can see, it's neat and tidy, and we're going to comment this. Quick comment. I'm going to keep it white and call this setting. Create a comment and setting. So from here, we're going to do, so now what we can do from here, we can now get reference to the character, get the reference to the character, like so. and then get the reference to the game mode here. Compile. There. So we're going to do testing now. So first of all, I'm going to get is child, is class a child. So I'm going to get the character reference and get from the character reference. I'm going to say get class. So get class of the character reference. And then get self and from here I'm going to do the salt and I'm going to branch it. Delete this, don't need that. So basically what I'm doing, I'm getting the character's reference, get the class of that reference, and actually, where don't need you quite yet. I'm going to get the reference to this. Get class. There. So basically what I'm doing, I'm getting the reference to the character and the pepper. I'm testing the pepper of the pepper mesh, the class of the pepper mesh, and getting the class and testing it towards the character reference class to say if this is the child, if this is the child of the character reference, then we go along this object here. So now that should do the same thing. Ah, so now it's not working. Ooh. Maybe it's not the car. Perhaps it needs to be the other way around. Try it that way. No, it's not even doing that. Unless this needs to be on the character. I got the sneaky feeling this is where you do it in the character. Let's take this lot out first. Wait a minute. What if I can do this? perhaps it's failing because I'm saying true. As you can see, it takes a lot of working out. Into right now. It may not work. There you go. It's working. There you go. That's what we're doing. It's meant to be on the count. I can see now where it's going, where I'm wrong. This can be on either one. If you do it as a character, you say it's true, because what you're now doing, you're testing if this class is a child of the character. If it's the child of the character, it's true. But if it's not, then we're destroying it. If it's not the child of it, we're destroying it. It'll work in this instance because we're just testing it on one. This is ideally will be better on a character, on the third person character. So like I said, this will be ideally better on the character. But I wouldn't worry too much. Since it's nearby, just do that. See if that do anything. And as you see, as soon as we changed it, the print screen is working. So we solved some issues and others has arisen. A lot of this is what happens when you do blueprinting. You may find it fixes things but then breaks others. So I wouldn't affect it too much. I think the emitter's not working. So the sound's working, which is weird. For some reason the sound is actually working. So it's getting to this point, but it's for some reason not recognizing this. So I think I'll leave it here. We covered a lot. We covered about HUD, how to put it on the viewport. Tomorrow we'll be looking into fixing this problem, see how we can fix it, and then binding the actual HUD onto the math that we worked done. So I wouldn't worry. I do apologise if you see these. I was testing for testing the substance file, experimenting. Anyway, so let's recap. We went into the HUD, we created this HUD system, and then in the actual game mode we added to a viewport. So from here, so as a whole we'll be fixing this. I just need to go over my notes and research into a little bit more why some of this is broken, but as a whole it's getting it's doing it good now. So tomorrow we'll be, like I said, be going for the HUD, finding it, trying to fix this. It can take a while to fix things, and even people at Unreal Engine, they have problems, so they have to talk to one another to fix things like this. Before I leave, I want to put this in a comment. create conference selection and test child, test child, test child, and then put this as pink. There you go. I want to do that so it's easy to locate it. So I'm going to save it, close down, and join me tomorrow for a tutorial. So thank you for watching.